Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. Such an amazing time. You're not going to believe this. I just got a haircut. Like? Now on to the actual reason you're here. My thoughts on the recently released Justice League trailer. Now granted, we did see a little bit of the footage, first couple weeks of shooting from Comic-Con in 2016. So this is the first full-length official trailer for mass distribution, which I'm sure will be regaling all your AMC and Regal cinemas very soon. Yeah, let's get into some things I liked about the trailer, some things that I'm cautious about. Okay, first things first, let's talk about what works for me in this trailer. As much as I had issues with Dawn of Justice and Man of Steel, I still appreciate Zack Snyder's eye for really iconic and captivating visuals. He knows how to structure action to make it look like it's leapt out of a comic book page. There's stuff in this trailer that looks straight up like, yeah, this looks like Jim Lee almost inspired New 52 Justice League at times. There's really like great character designs when you can see them, when they're not being murky and covered in nighttime. Zack Snyder has a visual style that's all his own, and for this type of movie, I feel it can serve the comic book side of things very well. Again, Ben Affleck as Batman is still anchoring me in a fair degree of investment in what happens in this movie. I like his portrayal. I like that, you know, it's probably against type that he's the one who is organizing the team for a lot of people. In this storyline that they're going with where Superman isn't around, though I'm probably guessing Henry Cavill's gonna show up at some point in this movie as a freshly resurrected Man of Steel, it makes sense in this story that Bruce Wayne would be the one to pull everyone together, even though we probably like our Batman to be more of the loner or the outsider or the guy saying like, don't bother me with this stuff, I got my own stuff to deal with, call me in as a part-timer, the way he was portrayed in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. For what he has to do in this particular trailer, Affleck's good, even though I don't know how much he's really investing. It's hard to gauge his performance of Batman now, especially when we've heard so many stories about like stuff like this movie and the upcoming Batman movie to be determined. He's in the film, he's out of the film, he wants to direct, he doesn't want to direct, he wants out of his contract, he doesn't want out of his contract. It's hard to gauge his Bruce Wayne because this Bruce Wayne is already kind of burnt out and on his last legs, as it were, and needs something to kind of get him back in the game. I can't tell if that's the character or if that's actually Affleck saying, I'm on my last legs with this DC stuff. Alright, let's try this movie, get me back in the game, I want to give this character my all. I hope he delivers the way he delivered in Dawn of Justice. He was the most entertaining part of that movie. I hope there's more entertaining things in this movie that are taking place besides him, but I still hope that he's consistent at least. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I'm more looking forward to her solo movie than I am this film, honestly, because at least that's being handled by a different director. As much as I just praise Zack Snyder's visual style, I'm kind of burnt out on his movies a little bit, so I want to see what other directors do with this material. Whether those are really good films or whether they're questionable train wrecks. Suicide Squad. I still would just like to see different perspectives from filmmakers on this particular long-standing legacy material. The part she was in Dawn of Justice, she did well. I hope she continues to do well in this movie. Now on to some of the new people. Ezra Miller, we saw a little bit more of The Flash, saw a little bit more of Jason Momoa's Aquaman. He actually gets more than one line. He works well. He seems to be having a lot of fun as Aquaman. I hope the character is fun. But also, there's certain points in the trailer where it feels like he's being a little too brosif with Batman. And while that could be kind of cool, a cool dynamic to work with, I hope we see a little bit more of his, you know, being regal, being intense, being this awesome King of the Seas guy that we know he can be, aside from just the jokes about fish. There is a cool little quick shot of him parting the seas a la Moses, so you know, I hope we get a lot of cool underwater and action stuff. We saw a little bit of Atlantis, a little bit of Mira, played by Amber Heard, I believe. So I hope that stuff really works, because it's stuff we haven't seen in these very grim and serious DC films. Ezra Miller's The Flash, he could be good. I'm going to admit, it's kind of hard to be wowed by any Flash running sequences. It's pretty hard to be won over by that, since we kind of see that on a weekly basis, done pretty well on the CW. I hope they do some stuff that we haven't seen on the television show yet. I hope they work with his powers in different and interesting ways. Maybe not just visually, but, you know, let's be creative with the Flash's powers. Can't all be time travel, even though that's kind of what they set him up to do. Again, dream sequences. But yeah, they seem to be doing alright. Ray Fisher as Cyborg, it looks fine, I guess. It's one of those things where you can clearly tell it's the actor's head CGI'd onto body, a la Chris Evans in the first Captain America. I don't know, I guess this is my old school aesthetic kicking in. I would have preferred maybe that he was in a suit. Maybe there are some shots, perhaps like close-ups and things like that, where he is in an actual apparatus. It looks okay. I just hope it moves a little bit better than the glimpses we saw in the trailer. It looked a little Thunderbirdsy with the marionette-like features of the body, but here's this very photorealistic head sitting on top of it. J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. I hope he has fun with that character and he's not just an exposition dump for Batman. Come on, you're using JK. Use him to his full capacity. Other than that, though, like I said, the visuals are dynamic. I kind of wish they'd get out of the Instagrammed cool tones, dark palette. It seems like a lot of this movie's going to be taking place in the dark or at night, and which was kind of throwing me off a lot stylistically in the trailer, because you see all this dark and grim action stuff, and it is impressive looking and big in scope, but still very kind of grim, mixed in with the Beatles Come Together. Stuff kind of sort of gels, I guess. So that's really all I got to say about the trailer. We got a long haul to go until November. Let's see if Wonder Woman can pull off a hat trick here and be like the first, I guess, certified fresh of these movies. You know, even though you shouldn't be basing everything off of the tomato meter, definitely, but so far my feelings towards these movies have been reflected pretty well by the critical consensus. A lot of the stuff that the critics and stuff have problems with, I found I had problems with as a viewer. So, but that's just my personal taste. If you've enjoyed these movies so far, good on you. I am still holding out. I want Wonder Woman to be really good. I hope that's a really good movie. I think not just the character, but this franchise deserves to kind of be the pioneer of a really good female-led superhero film. And if Wonder Woman is able to pull that off, I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic for Justice League, maybe. I'm still going in with caution. These trailers have wined and dined me numerous times before, and I've fallen for it again and again. I'm on to you, DC and Warner Brothers. I'm on to you, and I'm going in wary, but I'm still going in. You got me curious, now get me excited.